Hello students, so in the previous video we had discussed the questions based on average velocity and instantaneous velocity, right? We had seen that in order to obtain instantaneous velocity, differentiation is must, but to obtain average velocity we don't have to differentiate, right? Okay, so those sums were to calculate average and instantaneous velocity, right? Now in today's video we are going to discuss about what is acceleration, types of acceleration, and how to calculate instantaneous acceleration and average acceleration, right? See, acceleration is rate of change of velocity. Acceleration is change in velocity by time, right? That means if velocity is changing by magnitude or it is changing by direction, it will have acceleration, right? So acceleration simply means rate of change of velocity, right? That means change in velocity by time taken. In daily life or in day-to-day life, we normally say that accelerate the vehicle a bit more. That means whenever you are accelerating, you are changing your velocity, right? So whenever there is some change in velocity, either the velocity is increased or velocity is decreased, whatever, whenever the velocity changes, acceleration comes into the play. Yes, when velocity is constant, it is not changing either by magnitude or by direction, then that particular object will not have acceleration. Clear? So acceleration is defined as change in velocity upon time taken, right? Unit of acceleration will be change in velocity is in meter per second and time taken, so unit will be meter per second square. So average acceleration is delta v by delta t. The direction of acceleration will be in the direction of change in velocity. It will be in the direction of change in velocity. This is average acceleration. If I am applying limit delta t tends to 0 to average acceleration, I will get instantaneous acceleration. Clear? Or you can write here, right? So instantaneous acceleration will be dv by dt. Delta v will be converted into dv, delta t into dt. This is what we had already seen in the case of velocity. The same thing is for acceleration. Still I can rewrite acceleration as d by dt of what is v, dx by dt, right? So acceleration can also be defined as d square x by dt square, that is double differentiation of x with respect to time. This is double differentiation of x with respect to time. That will give me acceleration, right? Or dv by dt. If in the question velocity is given to you and you have been told to calculate acceleration, then you have to differentiate one time. But if x is given in the question, that is x equals to something, we'll solve the questions based on acceleration also, right? But there are two types of acceleration: mean, average, instantaneous. Average acceleration is delta v by delta t, instantaneous is dv by dt or d square x by dt square. That is double differentiation of x with respect to time. That will also give you acceleration, and the unit of acceleration is meter per second square. Negative of acceleration is known as retardation. That means if in the question it had been said that a car retards with 2 meter per second square, that means a equals to minus 2 meter per second square. Retards means it is applying, the car is applying brake, the final velocity decreases, right? Velocity goes on decreasing. Clear? That is the meaning of retardation or deceleration. Deceleration or retardation. Clear? Okay, see. Now, based on these formulas, let us calculate the sums, how to obtain an acceleration, and then we'll switch on to the graph of velocity time. Yes, of course, in the previous videos we had discussed the graph of x by t, position time. Now we are going to discuss the graph of v by t. Before that, let us solve the questions. See, by solving 2 to 3 questions, you will understand how to calculate average acceleration and how to calculate instantaneous. Suppose x of t is given as t cube minus 4t square plus 2t minus 5. Right? Position as a function of time is given as t cube minus 4t square plus 2t minus 5. Okay. Suppose you have been told find acceleration from say t equals to 1 to 3 seconds and at t equals to 2 seconds. Okay. See, we are not been given velocity directly. In the question, x represents the position of the object. That means position as a function of time is given to you. And you have been told to calculate acceleration between 1 to 3 seconds and at 2 seconds. At a particular instant of time, the acceleration is known as instantaneous acceleration. And between two interval of time, the acceleration is average. So we need to calculate both average acceleration as well as instantaneous. See, what is average acceleration as per the definition? Change in velocity by time. That means final velocity minus initial velocity upon time taken. Yes, clear? Average acceleration is delta v by delta t. Delta v means change in velocity, that is final velocity minus initial velocity. We are not having velocity, we are having position. So first thing that we should do is we have to obtain velocity from position. That means first we need to differentiate, because dx by dt will give me velocity. Okay, see, differentiation we had already learned in the previous videos. This will be 3t square. I am using the formula d by dx of x raised to n. N will come in front, x raised to n minus 1. So 3t square minus 8t plus 2, and differentiation of constant is 0. So you got the equation of velocity 3t square minus 8t plus 2. Clear? But you have to calculate acceleration from 1 to 3 seconds. That means on substituting t equals to 1, I will get initial velocity. On substituting t equals to 3, I will get final velocity. Clear? And then substitute in this equation. That means velocity at 1 second. 3 into 1 square minus 8 into 1 plus 2. This will be 3 minus 8 plus 2. Clear? So this will be minus 3. So your initial velocity is minus 3. Right? Now substituting t equals to 3 in this equation, we will get 3 into 3 square minus 8 into 3 plus 2. This will be my final velocity. Right? So this will be 9, 9, 3, 27 minus 24 plus 2. 3 square 9, 9 into 3, 27 minus 24 plus 2. So this will be 3 plus 2, 5. So final velocity is 5. Final velocity is 5. Initial is minus 3. So your average acceleration will be final velocity minus initial velocity upon time taken. Clear? So what is the final velocity? 5. What is the initial velocity? Minus 3 upon 3 to 1. So that is 2. Right? So average acceleration comes out to be 5 minus 3, 8, 8 by 2, 4. This is your average acceleration. Clear? Now we are also been told to calculate acceleration at 2 seconds. See, I have differentiated this once to get velocity, because I was not having the equation of velocity directly. Right? If already velocity is given in the question and you have been told to calculate average acceleration, then you don't have to do differentiation. Clear? Okay. So this was how to calculate average acceleration. Right? Now we will look how to calculate instantaneous acceleration. That means we want acceleration at 2 seconds. Okay. So what is the definition of instantaneous acceleration? Instantaneous acceleration is dv by dt. Right? So instantaneous acceleration A will be dv by dt. So now we need to differentiate this equation of velocity. This is the equation which you need to differentiate. Okay, so acceleration will be d by dt of v. What is v? 3t square minus 8t plus 2. So acceleration will be 6t minus 8 plus 0. Right? How to differentiate the term? That is what we had already discussed in the previous or before that in the video. Okay, now we have been told to calculate acceleration at 2 seconds. So acceleration will be 6 into 2 minus 8. 12 minus 8, 4. Done. This is how we'll calculate acceleration, instantaneous acceleration by differentiating velocities. Clear? Clear? So whenever this kind of questions are being asked, you have to follow the same method. Right? See, we'll discuss one or two more examples which are slightly different than this, but we'll use the same concept. Okay? Fine. See the next one. Suppose x of t is equals to at square minus bt cube. Position as a function of time for a particle is given as x of t equals to at square minus bt cube, where a and b are constants. Find the time when acceleration becomes 0. So now we have been told to calculate the time at which the acceleration becomes 0. So in order to obtain acceleration, we need to differentiate this, right? And this should be differentiated 2 times because x is given in the question. So once if we do differentiation, we'll get velocity, and then again the differentiation of velocity will give acceleration. Fine. So differentiate this dx by dt. This will be equals to 2at minus 3bt square. Right? A is constant, t square, the differentiation of t square is 2t, minus b is constant, differentiation of t cube is 3t square. So velocity is equals to 2at minus 3bt square. Let us differentiate again. So dv by dt is equals to a equals to 2a minus 6bt. 2a is constant, differentiation of t with respect to t is 1, 3b is constant, differentiation of t square is 2t. So now we have been told to calculate the time when acceleration becomes 0. So substitute 0 in place of acceleration. So 0 equals to 2a minus 6bt, 2a equals to 6bt, t equals to a by 3b, right? A by 3b. So this is the time when the acceleration of the particle becomes 0. So we have used the same concept to differentiate x 2 times in order to obtain acceleration, right? The question was to calculate time by placing 0 in acceleration. Clear? Let us solve one more question. Okay, see now the displacement of the body is given. S is equals to t cube minus 6t square plus 3t plus 4. Displacement is given. Find the velocity when acceleration is 0. You have to calculate the velocity when acceleration is 0. So how to solve this question? First we'll calculate the time when the acceleration becomes 0, right? And then we'll substitute the value of time in the equation of velocity. So we'll get the velocity at that instant of time when the acceleration is 0. You're getting the point? We have been told to calculate velocity when acceleration becomes 0. So first we'll find the time when the acceleration gets 0. Right? On getting the equation of time, on getting the value of time, we'll substitute that time in the equation of velocity. So that will give me velocity at that interval of time. Clear? Okay. So first differentiate this. It is 3t square minus 12t plus 3. Okay. And you have been told to calculate velocity when acceleration is 0. So first we'll obtain acceleration, again we'll differentiate this, it will be 6t minus 12, right? You have to calculate velocity when acceleration gets 0. Substitute 0 here. 60 minus 12. 60 equals to 12. T equals to 2 seconds. So your acceleration is 0 at t equals to 2 seconds. Substitute 2 seconds in the equation of velocity, right? So v is equals to 3 into 2 square minus 12 into 2 plus 3. 4 3 12 minus 24 plus 3. Clear? Clear? First I have calculated the time when acceleration becomes 0, that is 2 seconds. Substitute this time in the equation of velocity. So this will be minus 12 plus 3 minus 9. Clear? So this is how the questions will be asked of acceleration, to calculate acceleration, average acceleration and instantaneous acceleration. Clear? Fine. Now in the next video, we'll first discuss the graph of velocity time and how to calculate acceleration, and then we'll remove the area of graph v by t and we'll see what it gives. Clear?